Hello, everybody. Mariah-Jane here for a little Movement Monday installment for you. This one's about fingers. Now, if you haven't already seen the one where we talk about all the massaging and the shearing, go back, make sure you have a look at the titles on YouTube. Check it out on YouTube. If you haven't gone to my YouTube station, make sure that you do. And of course, that you subscribe, please. Then you'll make sure that you get all of these. And I'm also linking things up there. So if I've done a talk about hands and then wrists and then another one about hands, they'll link together so you can follow along. All right, now this one's a short little one. I've got another in-depth one coming for you. But right now, you know, we've massaged things, we've released things. Let's just talk about ballet hands for a moment. There's a lot of discussion out there. I've seen on Facebook threads and of course courses where people are talking about how to do a ballet hand. Like this finger coming together and these ones poking out and all that sort of stuff. I don't believe in any of that. And here's why. Each of my fingers, just like each of my toes, needs to have like their own voice. I like to think of them like each one has its own color of the rainbow and each one is going. So there's movement that's happening. We're movers, we're dancers, we're movers. If we hold something, now you know how I feel about say holding the neck, but equally if I hold and fix something in my hands, the body's so connected. Try having tense hands and relaxed feet, or having relaxed hands and tight feet. They don't go together. Tight hands, tight feet, that goes together. So when I prescribe a hand position, I'm also sort of prescribing a foot position, and that nice rearranging that's supposed to happen through all the joints of our feet. That's why you have joints, is for movement. Then I'm disallowing that. And in essence, the true meaning to me of fondu, like melting, spreading surface area, melting, right? It's not just about being gentle, it's about the act of spreading, which means all those joints are changing. So if I'm restricting something in my palm and my fingers, I promise you it's restricting everywhere else. Now, for another video, I'll talk to you about how each finger relates up to the shoulder girdle. And again, the same thing, just know that if I'm restricting them, I'm restricting something up here as well. Okay, so my final point for you today is let's just remember why we have joints so that we can move. If it wasn't essential for me to be able to move in every little place like this, to be able to say manipulate something three-dimensional, pick my own apples or oranges from the tree, then I wouldn't have joints there. So the fact that I have all these joints means we're supposed to move. Any restriction of movement through the body seeps everywhere else. Think of your body like a glass of water. Now, if I put in a little drop of food dye, you know what's going to happen. It's going to seep and it's going to go everywhere. If I put in one drop, it might not be a lot everywhere, but it's still everywhere. If I put in 10 drops, you get where I'm going with this. Okay, so if you plant a seed of restriction somewhere for an aesthetic, you're putting food coloring, a little drop of tension throughout the whole system. And the more we do it, or the more consistently we do it, the more effect. Okay, and again, don't worry, it's coming up, this idea of fact that turnout even changes every time you're bending and straightening. Your maximum turnout would still change bent legs versus straight legs. And I'm not talking about the turnout in the knee or below the knee, actually what's going on in the hip. So anytime I restrict, not good. So let's get those hands moving. Go back to the old, if you're RID, if you remember doing these sorts of things, get that going with your own hands, with the space, with a partner's hands. Get it all moving and see what it's like to paint through. Okay, there's more coming on this. So again, go to YouTube, make sure you're subscribing, and then when I link another video to the same topic, you will be able to get it. Okay, thanks. That's it for now. Bye-bye.